of these issues. And I'm glad that you brought the idea of the me time, and that's what my next question. Some couples answer these in different ways, but the question is, how do you handle being one as a unit, but yet different and separate individuals, right? Because you are together and you are one and supposed to do stuff together, but then you're still Julie and Johnson, different people. How do you handle that dynamic?
I guess I'll start. For me, it's different. I'm very chilled and laid back. Because of that, I never recognized that I needed me time. I'm a people person, so I'm always open.
Okay.
I'm now recently learning that me time is important, and because I'm learning that, now I understand how to give it to him. Especially now that I'm a mother of 3 now. So I'm beginning to truly understand, oh my goodness, me time is very important. So now I'm understanding why it was so important to him. And so for me, even though it's something that I'm recently learning how to do, and being who I am, it is okay for him to be able to have his space and have his me times. And then for me to just still be me, I had to pretty much find something to put myself in so that, in a way, it didn't bother me or affected me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And now that I'm fully working, for example, like in my business again, right? It hit me way later, like, oh my goodness, I didn't bother Johnson, you know? Like, because usually before, and that's me being very honest, like, if I get bored, I'm all in his face, like, you know? And that's mostly because, too, I don't really do much and go out and do anything like that, so I'm mostly home. So when he's here, I'm like, babe, what you want to do? You know, stuff like that. But now I had to learn that, you know, I can still handle the things that I need to handle, and then we can come back together and regroup. And most of the time, you know, I'll send him a text or something, even if we're in the same house, but he's in his business office and he's doing stuff, and I'll send him a text, hey, let's do this. Or he'll say, hey, you want to watch a movie and stuff like that, and we'll try to create those moments, especially during the week, if it's not like a date night or something like that. Especially during the week, we feel like it's really important, so that we don't, you know, try to mess it up by too much space.
Right, exactly.
You know, so that's kind of how it works for me. I hope it doesn't sound strange, but it's kind of how it works for me.
What about you?
Well, I always felt that it's important because as individuals, no matter how, you know, no matter how tight you get with your wife or your husband, you're still an individual person. You're still going to have to use the bathroom by yourself. You're still going to have to go to work by yourself. You know, it's like certain things you're still going to have to do them by yourself. So therefore, you know, there must be a certain time for you to ease your mind or by yourself as well. There's nothing wrong with doing it, you know, with your significant other where you guys are just laying down. She's not talking too much or she's not talking at all. You guys just lay down. There's nothing wrong with that either, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, we're just relaxing, you know? But sometimes it's just that you want to just go somewhere and just get some fresh air by yourself. I remember who gave it, one of the elders, what's her name again? She left the church.
Oh, I was going to actually use that example.
Yeah.
Sister Pat.
Mother Pat. Mother Pat had told us a story of,
and that's what helped me.
You know, her husband always leaving the house in the afternoon just to go to a coffee shop to just sit down and read a book by himself.
But like, she didn't believe him.
She didn't believe him. She followed him just to see it. I've done it several times where I just go to a spot, just sit down and just I have a drink by myself.
Because she thought that's so strange. Who wants to go out to eat by themselves or have a drink by themselves? So she said, I have to see this for myself because I don't trust it. What's really going on? Because as women, our minds go there. And we forget that sometimes men really just want to have their men time, their me time. They want to have more me time with themselves more than women want to have, time for themselves, which I've noticed. It's different with everyone, but she really felt like, okay, that's strange. So she went to go meet up with him.
But yeah, so that's how I feel like, you have to be able to acknowledge that. And I think the most important thing in a relationship entirely is that you have to be able to understand each other. You have to understand both sides. And if it's a one way, then it's not a relationship anymore.
Now we have 3 kids, or even when you had 2 kids, how often did you guys go out on dates, and how did you handle that? Because I know a lot of people, especially if you don't have help, it's difficult to be able to find that time, the union time to do stuff.
For us, it is, it's interesting with us because our family lives a few blocks down the street.
Okay.
So that's the blessing, right? So when we want to do things, it's very easy to be able to get family to either come here and watch the kids, or for us to go,
Need you to babysit.
and they'll come and swoop up the kids. So that's always easy.
Okay.
Now with everything that's going on with one kid, it was beautiful. We were still able to do the date nights, especially with friends. Then 2 kids, it became more interesting, especially when you have friends that either doesn't have any kids or only has 1 child, right? So it became interesting, especially being that I have a newborn and I have a toddler. Well, she wasn't a toddler, but I have another kid. So that made it a little bit more, a little bit more hard to be able to go on dates, especially because my newborn needed me.
Right.
And then I became in the role of, which happens a lot, I call it mummy brain, right? It's where you create this place where you go into this box, mommy box, and you forget about date nights. You forget that you need to connect. You forget because your focus really is all about the child. And that's what happened with me. Even when Johnson would try to set up little things, it became I don't want to leave Micah, to the point where it was our wedding anniversary. And we were gifted a whole wedding anniversary. It was beautiful, downtown Atlanta. And I made him drive us back the next day. I was like, we had enough fun, right? The next day, this is the second day, and we went to go get the kids from the babysitters and drove back to Atlanta. I was like, I'll feel better if they're with us. And I know he's looking at me the whole time like, okay, but we do this sometimes where we forget that, okay, these moments are really special. They're really important to have. And, especially with women and moms, especially nursing moms, we get to this place and we tell ourselves, I just want my baby, I just want to spend time with the baby, and I just want to, and we get so focused on just children, housework, children, that we forget our spouse, our husband. We had to, have a talk about that, and then I gradually started getting out of it. We started doing a little bit more traveling to Florida and having fun, and then had another baby, so I fell back into it. So he's slowly pulling me back out again, but it happens. You're gonna have those moments where date nights becomes extent, but it's a matter of not letting go of it and trying to find it and allowing it to happen, because it's really important. It's really important to have those moments of connections, those moments. I mean, I noticed that if we go a long period without going to date night, when it comes back and it happens, it's like, oh my goodness, this happened? Wow, you went through this? It's like we're exploring each other all over again, and it's moments that you don't want to lose out on.
Exactly.
Everything she just said, but it kind of I think for me it was more of a little bit of setback, Cause like she gets into her like mummy brain, like she said, and we're not doing the things that we used to do anymore.
Mm.
So now, if I can't do it with you, now I gotta, find some homies, find some friends to hang out with, and things like that. That's how I looked at it before, but now it's I look at it, much different, with much more maturity now. Um, I guess for me now it's more like um, let's just get back to it and go back to the phase where we used to be out and just having fun, just living our best life type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have kids, but we do have a life as well.
Exactly.
Because we don't want to be bored all the time. Like, every weekend we're just in the house.
And to also keep it like very real, it's really important. I just want to emphasize those date nights are really important. Those intimate moments with your spouse are very, very important to have. It doesn't matter if you have $100.
I haven't cut you off throughout the whole time,
Yeah,
so
you did.
let me cut you off this time. It got so bad, right, that we could not even go downtown Atlanta without her falling asleep.
Oh.
So if